because they could not stay in their place. The purpose was not to stay in their place. The purpose was to conquer everybody, to be in charge of everybody. That's why they thought that they have been able to conquer some of the Eastern region. So they were moving towards the Yoruba side to see if they can do it as well until they were stopped. So today, I'm telling you, this thing was about their own person, and they're still doing it today. That is why you can still see them say they want to go to maybe Lagos and claim a place. They want to go to Edo and claim a place. There is no place that they don't claim that they are there. That because they live there, maybe their grandfather lived there, so therefore that place belongs to them. So that is what I'm saying, if that's what you mean. It was, IPOP was a political vehicle to install Igbo presidency or Igbo supremacy over every other tribe in the country. That is why in all the preaching of Nnamdi Kanu for the past 10 years, he tried to diminish every other tribe. I have all the broadcasts. So, and then he never condemned his own people. I have never seen Nnamdi Kanu condemn any of his own people. Any of his own people at all. He only talked about Obi when he was closer to the election. Immediately they give him the deal that was signed and sealed. He shut up. That is what I noticed. So it was a political tool. It started as though a genuine movement, just like every other movement that have started. They always started genuinely, like, oh, they are sincere. And when they begin to get feel that they have power, they now use them. Maybe somebody among them started inviting them, and then before they know it, they change to something else. That is what really is the truth. Because each time I go to my people and tell them, they say, my brother, look at what these people did to us. In fact, they keep telling me that even up till now, we are still fighting the boundary between Akwa Ibom and the Igbos through Ungwa. So my people said that, no, we can never have anything to do with these people, remembering what happened during the Biafra War. That is why, during that time,
I don't hate them. I keep saying it. I don't think you hate them.
I don't hate anybody.
I know. I use my own platform to show solidarity to Nnamdi Kanu when he was arrested 2015. Anybody that talk about it, we will join, we will support. We supported in 2015 with my platform. I say, okay, free him. But when I realized it's about Igbo thing, like blackmail every other politician from another region, it's about Igbo supremacy, it's about Igbo. Biafra is about Igbo. So we let them understand. You have to know your territory. If we must work together, Igbo man will take the back seat. Because you guys, politically, you have failed. They hand over that country to you people. You are the one who organized the coup. For what? Look, did you know that the people that were in power, they were the head of military, the head of police. Their brother was the president. The vice president was Igbo man. The senate president was Igbo man. The only man that held the vital, position there was Tafawa Balewa. Why will you organize a coup and say you want to kill all corrupt politicians? And you don't start from southeast. You leave your own and started killing others. You are telling me as if the people then they were stupid. They know it was purely Igbo coup. And did you know that when they killed Tafawa Balewa, because I have a question, I just want to add this to it, then I ask you the question. Did you know that when they killed Tafawa Balewa, the president Nnamdi Azikiwe was in UK receiving treatment? I mean, check-up, whatever they call it. And after the coup, did you know it is the vice president, the president hand over to Igbo man, Nwafor Arizu, who hand over the whole country to the Igbo man again, that's Aguiyi. This is a man who claimed he came to stop the coup. It was not Igbo coup. To me, because you live in UK, you live outside, you know these things. Why would the vice president hand over us to another, just hand over us to, you are the one who organized a coup. You are the one who killed everybody. You cannot even wait. Since Aguiyi was not against the president, he's not the one who want to kill the president. The people who want to kill the president have been arrested. Then allow the president to come back home. Are you getting what I'm trying to say here? Aguiyi was not the one, according to him, who organized the coup. Then why?
Greetings to you viewers. This video is in reaction to a video by one guy called Wounded Civilian. He did that video with Nsima. And I'm responding because I need to address some lies. Because In our Igbo language, there's a saying that goes like this: Arubafo, or they call women. We need to expose the lies. Yes. You know, certain people do not understand history. Having listened to this guy called Wounded Civilian, I realized he doesn't understand history. He relies on hearsay. Recently, I've seen some of his program, and he looks like one guy, though I will still go and check that video. He looks like one of those guys campaigning for Tinubu during, after the election. Those guys that were still giving him support. It looks like a hired guy. I hope it's not the guy, because I'll still present that video later.
No mandate was stolen. INEC performed their work.
Really?
Free and fair.
Can you imagine?
Bola Ahmed Tinubu is president-elect and he remains so.
The idle civilian did a video with Nsima, and they were talking about Igbo people and IPOB. But I am not here to defend IPOB anyway. I am here to defend Igbo people. So, certain things they said about IPOB, I will not respond to. That is not my business here. I am here to defend Igbo people. Not just defending Igbo people, but, we want the truth to be told. Because certain people will pick up those lies. It's like these guys, they have followers. And certain people will pick up their lies and start spreading it, which is very bad. We need to know the truth. Yes. If you want to say something, say what you are sure of. So I'm not going to be defending IPOB. Please, I'm not defending IPOB. And I understand that people like Nsima, that boy called Nsima from, I think it's from Akwa Ibom. If you look at his eyes properly, you'll be seeing dollars in his eyes. That shows you how he craves for money. And he can do anything for money. He can sell anybody, sell anything, including his people, for any penny. Yes. Nsima used to be a top man in IPOB, like one of the media warriors. If you look at how Nsima switched, you understand, people don't switch like that. Okay, why did you follow IPOB in the first place? If it's something you so much believe, there is a way to quit. You cannot immediately quit and you're found in the opposition's camp. That means you've never been an IPOB supporter. You were there, perhaps you will make certain gains, and it's like, I don't know whether it's not forthcoming, because you left while Nnamdi Kanu was in detention, and is still in detention now. As at the time of this video, you left. And it's like you've had disagreement with Simon Ekpa and Nelly of Webu. I don't know what happened, but it was around those time you left quickly. You have joined Tinubu's band. And I understand why. Yes, it's good to make money, but you have to do things rightly. You don't make money with lies. I want to talk about a latest video. Okay, not really a latest video. They have still done video after that time, but this video they did that I'm responding to is a video of August 13th. I think so. August 13th. Yes. Yeah, that's the video I'm responding to. In the video, Nsima, who hails from Akwa Ibom, said Biafrans then they were trying to conquer everywhere. Now controlled by Nnamdi Kanu recently. He said the attempt of the Igbos. No, he is now seeing Biafra as Igbo. He doesn't remember the number 2 man in Biafra was Effiong. It started at the Eastern thing. It was the Eastern Assembly, not the Igbo Assembly, that mandated Ojukwu. It wasn't an Ojukwu's opinion to declare this part Biafra because of the pogrom in the north and the wickedness meted against the people of the East, which still happens today, though some people will turn blind eye to it because of what they want to get. So he said they were trying to conquer Lagos. During that war, they quickly advanced trying to grab Lagos. And one will ask, why would they want to grab Lagos? Let's assume it's true. Let's assume it's true. Is it because Lagos will be strategic in the war against the North, or I don't really know. I will leave that. Let's go to another point they made. He said Igbos are, still trying to conquer anywhere they go. Now, there is this thing about Igbo people. Igbo people are the hustling people. And Igbo people can survive everywhere. And that is why there's a saying that goes like this. If you go to any place and you didn't see Igbo people, leave that place because that place is not viable. Maybe it's not a place you can make money. So Igbo people are not trying to conquer everywhere. Igbo people are so much in every part of the world. They are the most traveling black people I know. They are the most traveling black people. He said they are trying to conquer Lagos. So it also means Igbo people in Ghana are trying to take over Ghana. Is that what you're trying to say? Igbo people in South Africa, Igbo people in Malawi, Igbo people in Spain, Igbo people in Portugal, Igbo people in every part of Africa. Does it mean they are trying to take over that place? So your argument has been busted. That argument is silly. It should be in the dustbin. A wise person should not be making such argument. Igbo people live in Lagos. Did they try to take over Lagos? How did they try to take over Lagos? Can you tell us? Igbos go to Lagos because of what the federal government has done in Nigeria. And by the way, every Nigeria has the right to reside in every part of the country. But Igbos mainly troop to Lagos because of the seaport. Lagos is the most functional seaport in Nigeria. And Igbos are business people. And Igbos have to be there. If your people are lazy, then they can choose to continue to be lazy. They can remain in their shell. Igbos go to Lagos because of business. If Port Harcourt, that's Onne Seaport and Calabar Seaport, were fully functional, you also see massive Igbo population there. They are there too. If these ports are fully functional, you will realize more people will come from Lagos and go to those places to do business. So I don't know why people who are sensible should come online and be making such arguments. And if you want to talk in terms of politics, Igbos can vote anywhere they are, just like every Nigerian. Igbos are supposed to be the ones that are complaining on this particular thing you are saying. Igbos are maltreated. Every Nigerian has the right to vote anywhere they are because they pay taxes too at that place they reside. Is that the case in Lagos? Igbos are the ones that should be crying, should be complaining that they are mistreated. What has Igbo done to Yorubas in Lagos? You say they claim to own Lagos. How? Did they take anything in Lagos by force? Or anywhere they reside, Edo or in your Akwa Ibom? They buy properties even at higher rates. They open up the places, they do businesses. Yes, they are the leader of retail businesses. And this helps the economy of any state they are in. And don't think all Igbos are in Lagos. Go to Onitsha. Go to Aba. You will not get more Igbo population outside Igbo states. No. The most Igbo population are in Igbo land. Then some go to other states. And I've told you reason why. Igbos go to Lagos and other places. And if you can also compete with Igbos in Igbo land, you are free to come. Nobody stops you. Go and compete. So I see it as primitivity, laziness for two men to come online and be discussing things like this. We will touch on other issues they discuss. But this particular one, it is very stupid of two people who claim they are adults to discuss this. Igbos were stopped from voting in Lagos. Why? Can you tell me that is right? In a setting like Nigeria, can you tell us what constitution stops them from voting in Lagos? Nsima said, hey, oh my God. You know, people just say anything because they have mouth. Like I said earlier, Ojukwu was mandated by Eastern Assembly to declare that territory. eastern region, Biafra, to ward off attack. And by the way, before Biafra was declared, after the retaliatory coup or the counter coup of 1966, Gowon announced that those parts of northern Nigeria and the rest, aside eastern Nigeria, is no longer in union with eastern Nigeria. Have you heard about the Araba Declaration? Both of you should be schooled in history. Yes, both of you should go and read history. I'm talking about this, what do they call him? Something civilian. Whether it's idle civilian or wounded civilian. You need to go and learn history. You people have a problem. You know, what we are doing here is to speak based on the fact. Like I said, I have listened to several of what idle civilian said in his some other videos he did. And I was like, oh, he doesn't understand history. I read a lot. Yes. I have read a lot. And I know what I can defend. And what I say is what I can defend. And if what I don't know, I'm open to learning. How did Ojukwu destroy South? Please tell us. Is that you people are still facing the problem today? We would like to know. You didn't explain, and Nsima did not explain that. He talked about Igbo supremacy and how Nnamdi Kanu has tried to show Igbos are supreme to other Nigerian ethnicity. He said Nnamdi Kanu's attempt is to install Igbo presidency. That is according to Nsima and the wounded civilian. First of all, the Biafra agitation has nothing to do with Nigerian politics. I'm telling you what I know and have, you know, I hear certain things and I do probe certain things. The Biafran agitation under Nnamdi Kanu has nothing to do with Nigerian politics. Because Nsima and this wounded civilian is trying to say Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB is actually a political movement trying to install an Igbo man. The greatest opposition P2B have, one of the greatest opposition P2B have during the campaigning until date is IPOB people. They don't like him. They don't want him to win. Let me tell you. They hated to see P2B there than any other politician in Nigeria. In fact, IPOBians were like, oh, let Tinubu win. And we, like me that supported P2B, yes, I supported P2B. I don't lie about it. I supported P2B. They come to me, ooh, man. We told you P2B can never get there. They believe it is Tinubu. Not because they like Tinubu, no. And they remember what P2B has done to them, according to what they say, concerning the Ezu River, the killing and dumping of people's body. So they don't like P2B at all. They have nothing to do with P2B. So I don't know why. I had Nsima several times in his show online. He said the IPOB is supporting P2B's campaign. You know, people come online, just like I say, you can launch just like I'm doing. You can launch out from your room. Thank God for social media, Facebook and YouTube. You can launch out from your room and you can just put the phone on with your internet and the world will begin to see you. But does that mean you have to be saying anything? I think Nsima should, with that his voice, he should go into comedy rather than coming up to tell lies. IPOB under Nnamdi Kanu has no connection with P2B. I don't think they will ever have that agreement. They also said Nnamdi Kanu lampoons at every other ethnicity in Nigeria. Their leaders castigates them, but doesn't do that with the Igbo people. Let me tell you, IPOB and Ohaneze Igbo is the body that represents Igbo worldwide. Ohaneze, it's like one of the most respected Igbo bodies. But IPOB is not in agreement with Ohaneze. IPOB is not in agreement with Southeast governors. IPOB is not in agreement with several Igbo senators. The only senator that IPOBs identify with is Senator Enyinnea Baribe. What happens is that Enyinnea Baribe had been standing up for human rights and justice. Even though he's a Nigerian senator, he still believes in Nigeria. He wants the right thing to be done. He's against human rights violation. And he has opposed, and he stood shorty for Nnamdi Kanu. And he opposed maltreatment of people who are agitating. And that is why they identify with him to an extent. And that is what everyone would have done. When somebody speaks for you, tries to defend you, not because he likes your movement, no, but he wants things to be properly done, no human right violation, they kind of identify with him just because he spoke in their defense. People have the right to agitate. If people feel they are being maltreated, they can agitate or protest. So that is why it seems as if they agree with Abaribe. But check out, Nnamdi Kanu is opposed to almost all Igbo politicians. So I don't know why you will say he lampoons at those of other regions. No, check it out properly. If you want to be sincere to yourself, that is why I said that video you people did is so crazy, it's so silly. Yes, Nsima and the wounded civilian. That is so bad of you. Coming online to spill rubbish, to spill lies and hatred. And yet, in the same video, you people said, oh, you don't hate Igbos. You don't hate Igbos. But when you lie against someone, what are you doing? When you make people to disbelieve certain people, when you make people to hate certain people, when you speak something that will make other people to hate the other people, what are you doing to them? You come to tell us love. Oh, go and die on the cross for us so that we know you love Igbos. And we're not begging you to love Igbos, but we are begging you to do the right things. There should be equal right and justice and equity. And please, stop telling us you don't hate Igbos. We don't need that. We know you by your attitude, not by what you say. You talked about the boundaries between Akwa Ibom and Igbos. Concerning these boundary disputes, it's everywhere. We have the Modakeke and Ife. We have the Tuku Junkun crisis. Ethnicity. Most of these crises existed even before Nigeria was formed. Even pre-independence time. Before these states were given. Before you have those states. Some of these crises were existing. So I don't know why. I said that both of you spilled crap on that video. That video is a silly video. Video that shouldn't have been done. Nsima said his father was, parents were poisoned by Igbos. Igbos left Southeast to come over to Niger Delta to poison your parents. You know, you see how that sounds? Again, silly. They said Ojukwu ran away. As at that point in time, it appears Biafra was losing the fight and Ojukwu was a major target. And if Nigeria gets Ojukwu, they are done. And even in case you don't know about history, let me tell you about history. Because these two guys need to be educated. They don't know history. After the first coup, the 1966 coup, during the retaliation, Ojukwu was among the targets. Yes, they even came to Enugu to kill Ojukwu. Ojukwu was among the targets for elimination. As if Ojukwu told the coup plotters. We are going to still talk about the coup plotters because you people continued with your lies using that coup. So Ojukwu was a target right from 1966. The moment that happened, Ojukwu was a target. Several times they tried to kill Ojukwu. A particular commander in Enugu, Ogunewe, General Ogunewe, was instrumental to protecting Ojukwu. Yes, because he was a commander as at that time. Ogunewe. Go and read the histories. You guys don't know history. And by the way, concerning the coup, I must still in future or in this video play a clip of somebody who was close to Fajui, this man that was killed alongside Ironsi. Yes, this person was close to him, a Yoruba man. He knows about what happened. And go and read all the books written by the coup plotters, and you know about what happened. You not just come on air and say anything. So Ojukwu was a target. Yes. From 1966, Ojukwu was a target. And, okay, during the war, somehow, it's like due to the blockade through Cameroon, Biafra started struggling. It was so hard. And there were signs that Biafra might collapse as at that point in time. And Ojukwu was just the #1 target. And Ojukwu left. And they said they abandoned them. No. There is a particular saying that goes like this in Igbo language. We live to fight another day. So when people come on air to spew what they don't know, wounded civilian and Nsima should go for history classes. They don't know what they are saying. Or they should discuss other topics or become comedians online. Wounded civilian said the Igbos were heading everything. Now let's look at it. The Igbos were not heading everything, but they were at key positions. Now, as at that time, as at 1966, before the coup, the Prime Minister rules Nigeria, not the President. And who was the Prime Minister? Alhaji Abubakar Tafawa Balewa. Alhaji Abubakar Tafawa Balewa was the Prime Minister. Then we have the premiers. We have the Northern Premier, Eastern Premier, and the rest of them. Now, the head of Senate, according to what we had, Dr. Nwafo Orizu. I don't know what happened, but you know that during the coup, there's a General Mai Malari that was killed. General Mai Malari was killed. And he's one of the top officers. I don't know between him and Ironsi, who is higher in rank. Even among the generals, they know those that are higher due to maybe cosmate or the rest. But certain people died, and somehow I think Ironsi climbed. But there is an argument these guys were making here that they don't understand. That is why I said they should sit for history classes again. They said Nwafo Orizu handed over to Ironsi. Does it mean Nwafo Orizu willingly handed over to Ironsi? Or he was compelled to? Just like the case of Shonekon, while Babangida was living in 1993. Babangida, having organized an election but nullified everything, Babangida did not want to hand over. Even his commanders then, including Abacha, were like, you have to hand over. There was pressure from outside that this country is so messed up, you must leave. Rather than, Babangida just left, and there was a vacuum of sorts. A vacuum of sorts, yeah. And somehow, the head of the Senate, which was Ernest Shonekon, he took over. Head of government. Then the military came, Abacha and the rest of them, and compelled him to hand over power to them. And if he refused, you know what will happen to him? These are the military you are talking about. You know what will happen to him? That is the case of Nwafo Orizu. You have to give way. You don't have the kind of training they have. These are armed men, military. So I don't know why they said he should have handed over to president. Remember, Azikiwe was... I'm saying so much in this video. I'm saying so much. Azikiwe was only a ceremonial president. If you go to several countries of the world, there are countries that are ruled by prime ministers. There are countries that are ruled by president. The case of Nigeria then was ruled by prime minister. Nigeria was ruled by the prime minister. The president have no say. And by the way, they said he should have waited for Azikiwe. Azikiwe went abroad. He was receiving treatment while Tafawa Balewa was killed. I know some people will say they tipped off Azikiwe somehow. That's what people will say. But if you read the book by L.T. Mbu, who is dead now, Matthew Mbu, you understand certain things. And you also understand that it aligns with several other books on this matter. Now let's go to, we're talking about, is it an Igbo coup? Because these guys enter the territory they don't understand very well again. So, before I go to that, Mbu wrote in his book that even the politicians were aware that there would be a coup. They were aware that there is a coup plot. And I think Ahmadu Bello also said he will run to Ghana. Then Akintola started getting training for use of firearms. And who was training him? Based on history books, Sergeant Lagema, who also died in the coup, was training Akintola. Nigeria. Sergeant Lagema was training Akintola. So Akintola learned how to use firearm. Akintola said, I am not going anywhere. I will remain here. And Zeke, being who he was, I'm sick and this and that, he left. So according to Matthew, we said they have signals. Some remained, some left. And I believe the coup plotters would have did the same thing to Zeke. They all got signs. But certain of our people, the Igbo people, wished Zeke was also eliminated. Now, there is something I'll play the video. I'll play the video so that you will hear. It wasn't an Igbo coup. It was a coup they aimed at ousting politicians that are corrupt, stopping them, and making Awolowo president. That is the target of the coup plotters. They intend to make Awolowo president. They said Awolowo has been mistreated. Awolowo, you know about the Operation Wait here in the south, the wide, southwest today. Operation Wait here, the brawl between Akintola and Awolowo. And Akintola had the support of the north. Akintola has the backing of the federal government led by Abubakar Tafawa Balewa at that time. And you wonder why Sergeant Lagema in Ibadan was teaching Akintola how to shoot too. So there was a brawl in Yoruba Assembly in the southwest. Awolowo and Akintola were like, they were dragging on supremacy. So how comes the coup plotters will kill Akintola and we want to free Awolowo? That should tell you their plan. The target was to make Awolowo the president of the country. Awolowo has been in prison for how many years? He was to spend so number of years in prison. I don't know how many years he has spent. He was imprisoned. And to the coup plotters, it wasn't fair. We have to do something. We have to remove him. We have to make him president. We have to stop this injustice. Because Awolowo was jailed for terrorism. And the way they put it, and to the coup plotters, it was unfair to them. Even Yoruba people still call it an Igbo coup. One of the 5 majors, go and read the book by Major Ademoyega. Major Ademoyega is one of the top 5 that plotted the coup. You need to also read the book by Obasanjo. Oh my God. I know they will now start saying Obasanjo is Igbo. Some of the Yoruba people who doesn't have understanding will still tell you it's an Igbo coup.
Nziogu was a true revolutionary because in his broadcast,
on 15 January 1966, which can be Googled. He said, among others, the plan of this government, as you have rightly said, is to eliminate corruption, accusing Nigerian politicians of not only being 10%ers, they've graduated to 100%ers. Another focus, he said, was they were going to release Chief Obafemi Awolowo from the Calabar prison, where he was serving a 10-year jail, put him as the head of state, and give him military muscle for 6 months.
So you can contact me on 080-399-18449. That is not the studio's number, so don't call that number. Contact me on WhatsApp if you want to know how to get books.
There is another title which I want to recommend. It is called Why We Struck by Major Adewale Ademoyega.
Yes, it's one of the books I was going to recommend in this class too.
Thank you.
No, it wasn't an Igbo coup. But just that certain people who were assigned to deal with those people that were marked among Igbos for elimination did not do it. If you watch Colonel Bemburi during the Oputa panel stuff, you will hear when he said he also had his reservations. Yes, there was an agreement to do this, but certain things happened that were not part of the agreement. Certain things happened at particular places that they will still want to query it today. Though he's late now. Less memory. You wonder why they said they killed Ahmadu Bello's wife. Why they said they killed so people. It may not be part of the agreement, but certain things transpired at the point. Meanwhile, I'm not defending the coup plotters. No. And I'm also saying Agi Ironsi should have dealt with them, not just putting them in prison. You should have dealt with them the usual way they deal with coup plotters. Though that was the first coup. I don't know if Nigeria has precedent or the world has precedents on how coup plotters are dealt with. But remember, they killed some key statements. So it wasn't an Igbo coup, but certain things went wrong. And those things that went wrong didn't make it an Igbo coup. No. Go and read the books by people who are involved. Don't just base on hearsay. Like Nsima. Nsima and his wounded or the broken civilian. He said Igbos are trying to be superior, put themselves on top of everybody. Is that really the case? No, that's not the case. Igbo man has always had what we call an average grown-up Igbo man believes he's equal to his father. As a man, he can stand up to his father, stand up to every challenge, that he's a man. We have this particular thing called age group. Everyone has their age group, and there are certain things we do in Igbo land. Then you must meet up with your age group. You must prove that you are now a man. You must not be left behind. Igbo people continue to struggle. They want to survive. They are built that way, and that is why we don't apologize. We don't have apologies for anybody who is not comfortable with a certain of our behavior, because they are inborn. Certain of Igbo behaviors are inborn. We don't apologize for that. We don't apologize for trying to be successful, because there is something in us that stirs that move to be successful. So all of what these guys have said are what I call silly and nonsense arguments. These guys have no business discussing that topic or all of that discussions. They have no business making such discussions. I think their business is they can talk about other things and leave what they don't know. I'm talking about the wounded civilian and Nsima. And I hope if they see this video, they will come up with a reply. We will continue exposition of this, and a lot of Nigerians that are following us will know the truth. This is where we stop. This video is becoming longer than I expected. Thanks for watching. Please share this video widely. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for more updates. Bye-bye for now.